So, what if you could help protect one of your body's most important organs just by, changing what you drink? Today, we're going to break down 5 really common beverages that can do exactly that. Help your liver fight back against fat. Let's dive right in.
Yeah, think about that for a second. The idea that something you might already have in your fridge could have a direct, positive impact on your liver? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore in this explainer.
Okay, so first things first, let's really understand the challenge here. Your liver is an absolute workhorse, but it can get overloaded. We're talking about the silent threat of fat building up and what that actually does to your body's number one detoxifier. I mean, your liver isn't just doing one thing, it's juggling hundreds of jobs at once. It's your body's main filter, right? It's pulling out all the harmful stuff. But it's also responsible for making these crucial proteins, like the ones that help your blood clot if you get a cut. It is absolutely vital. And this, right here, is the heart of the problem. Look, a little bit of fat in the liver is totally normal, but when you get too much, it starts to clog up the whole system. This overload basically stops the liver from doing all those critical jobs we just talked about, from detoxing to protein production. But, and this is a big but, it is not all bad news. Not even close. This brings us to a really remarkable fact about the liver. It's incredibly resilient. So let's flip from the problem to the solution. And here's the amazing part. Your liver has this unique superpower to repair and even regrow itself. So if you can just reduce its workload, help it burn away that extra fat, you're giving it the room it needs to heal. And that's where our 5 drinks come into play. So let's get right to it. The solutions. Here are 5 simple, accessible drinks that research suggests can help your body burn off that harmful fat and get your liver back on track. First up on our list is an old classic, known for its health benefits for like forever, green tea. But do you know exactly how it works its magic on your liver? Okay, the secret is in this powerful compound with a ridiculously long name, epigallocatechin 3-gallate. Yeah, let's just call it EGCG. This is the bioactive in green tea that can actually tell your body to start a fat-burning process. So here's how it works broken down into 2 simple steps. First, EGCG kicks off something called thermogenesis. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying it raises your body's internal temperature just a little bit, which takes energy. So where does your body get that energy? Step 2, it starts burning your excess fat for fuel. Pretty cool, right? Simple and super effective. All right, next up is a morning ritual for millions and millions of us, coffee. And it turns out your daily cup can do a whole lot more than just wake you up. The key player in your coffee is another one of these bioactives called chlorogenic acid. And it's known to have some pretty potent anti-obesity effects, which is directly tied to cutting down the exact kind of fat that can really burden your liver. And what's really interesting is that it works in a very similar way to green tea. That chlorogenic acid triggers the same thermogenesis process, basically telling your body, hey, let's burn some more energy. This gives your whole metabolism a nice, gentle, but very effective boost. Okay, our third drink might be a bit of a surprise. Tomato juice. And no, it's not just for cocktails, it's a legit fat-fighting powerhouse all on its own. The star of the show here is lycopene. It's the stuff that gives tomatoes that brilliant red color, but way more importantly, it has what are called anti-adipose properties. And in plain English, that just means it's anti-fat. Lycopene is so fascinating because it wages a 2-front war on fat. First, it helps stop new fat cells from even being created. And then for the fat that's already there, it actually works to reduce its blood supply, basically starving it out. Moving on to number 4, we've got something sweet and super refreshing, watermelon juice. Now, it has that same lycopene we just talked about, but it's also got another trick up its sleeve. This is where watermelon juice really shines. It's packed with an amino acid called citrulline, and its job is just incredible. It directly helps your body's own process of regenerating damaged tissues. And yep, that includes your liver. So how in the world does it do that? Well, citrulline helps your body create something called nitric oxide. This chemical then signals your stem cells, your body's natural repair crew, to get to work. The end result is the regeneration of tissues that might have been damaged. For liver health, this is just huge. And finally, we get to the most fundamental, the most essential, and probably the most overlooked drink of them all. Just simple, plain water.
Water's power comes in three ways. First, that same thermogenesis thing we've been talking about. It applies here too. Your body has to burn energy just to warm up cold water you drink. Second, it physically fills your stomach, which stretches the walls and sends a signal to your brain that says, hey, I'm full. It's a simple metabolic and psychological win-win.
Phew. So we have covered a lot of ground. Let's just do a quick recap to pull all these ideas together so the key takeaways really stick with you.
This little chart brings it all home, doesn't it? You can see the patterns so clearly. You've got green tea and coffee, both using their bioactives to fire up that fat-burning thermogenesis. Then there's tomato juice, taking that direct anti-fat approach. Watermelon juice comes in with its unique focus on regeneration. And of course, water provides that fundamental metabolic boost. Each one has a different way of helping you reach the same goal.
And that really brings us to the end. The goal here isn't to start doing everything all at once. It's about making small, consistent choices that add up. So the real question for you is, looking at this list, which one of these simple drinks could you easily start adding to your routine to give your liver that little bit of extra support it deserves? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.